What they do, baby? We back at it again, baby. Season 2, episode 2. Here with my boy Ramos.
Yes,
got my brother Keenan Cable up here.
Yep.
We about to get popping. We got a great episode. We got a hell of a lot of topics today. We're going to go into Lamelo. We're going to talk about the COVID situation right now going on in the NBA. We're going to talk about the Lakers. We got to talk about them. And we're definitely going to talk about that Lakers and Rockets game, and we got some other crazy topics we'll talk about. But let's jump right into it.
Go for it.
Lamelo Ball, youngest player to drop a triple dub. He looks good. What's his ceiling? What y'all think?
Keenan, what's your thoughts on it? Give me your thoughts about it.
All right. Well, first and foremost, congrats to Lamelo. Him coming into the league, I was very kind of skeptical a little bit, but at the same time, excited to see what he was going to do. Before I really give my take on him, I'll just say that every year, the league is always evolving, right? So every year, a player is always outdoing somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Lonzo did it, and when he did it, he took over the title from LeBron. Right? Lamelo just did it, and he took it from Markelle Fultz. So I mean, it's like somebody's always gonna come up, and somebody's always gonna outdo the next person. So
that's what I'll say. Yeah,
right. But I won't put too much emphasis or too much. I won't focus on it too much right yet. You know what I mean? It's still early, but he's coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing that. So I mean, I do feel like he should replace Graham at this point because Graham has decreased, even though it's still early in the season. But what you think, Ray?
I mean, start my guy. I'm just saying start my guy, but I'm with Keenan when I'm just saying, don't give me like, I looked at the stat and he made it with a couple of days as the youngest. Like, don't give me that like really 30 days, you just made it type of thing. And it wasn't like he's on a streak of balling. It's like we just saw him and what is his name? Lonzo. We just saw Lonzo put up like a 5, 2, and a 3 against his brother, the big ESPN headline. And that wasn't, and then what did Lonzo do? Like 11, 6 and 8, a little bit better. And it's just like, okay, cool. So it's not like he's on a run of like 25 and had another triple double. It's just like his first, maybe second triple double. And then he made it with a couple of days of being 19 and some change. And if that did it for you, Lamar, because I was on Lamelo before this season, you were like, I don't know, like Wiseman, give him a chance, which Wiseman's looking good. I mean, he is looking good. But at the same time, I think if this triple-double thing did it for you, this ESPN stat, that's crazy. Because this is not what did it for me. Get him more minutes because he needs more minutes.
It's tough because that same game, we ain't going to act like Terry Rozier won't.
I don't care. Terry Rozier is like a walking bucket. We know he's a killer, but we know he needs to be like a sixth man. We just start Lamelo. He's a point guard.
I don't disagree with that. But Melo, his ceiling is high for me. I think he was born to be a superstar. I think in high school we saw when he dropped that 100, even though he was cherry picking, we knew he had superstar potential. You know what I mean? Whether he matured, we didn't know. You know what I mean? And him and MJ will slap him in the head. You know what I mean? MJ ain't scared to slap him. So
we see that with Malik.
I think if Melo can learn how to shoot better shots, because he's a rookie, so his shot selection is still a little wanky, but he's a pass first, his IQ is through the roof, and he's athletic. And I think that Hornets team is actually a good team, a good fit for him. It's not a mature.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because with the Hornets, he's able to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They definitely have the room for that. But as Ray was saying, and it seems as to what you were alluding to as well, like the ceiling is high for them, man. And yeah, this stat didn't do it for me either, Ray. You know what I mean? Because like I said, everybody's always coming up. And I'm glad, I am glad that it took him this game to get that stat, because had he did it last game, the numbers looked good, but they weren't there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he's still averaging more than Graham is averaging right now. And like I said, the season is early, but he has 12.8 points. Graham has like 10 something. Graham has decreased in every category but assists. So you have to start that man. So then we can see
every category
but assists. You know what I'm saying? So we need to start that man so that we can see what that ceiling actually is.
And I think that's really what Graham is. Graham is like having that shadow behind him, and I don't think he can play like that. I think he plays better as the underdog. That's why he was about to be most improved last year. But now that you got Lamelo back there just saying like, yo, he's not even saying anything.
Right.
It's just a crowd. Like everybody's going there for Lamelo. You know what tickets? Like I told my sister live in Charlotte now, and I'm like, yo, next time I'm in Charlotte, I'm trying to go to see a Lamelo game. Like I don't care.
The city's crazy right now.
I don't care who they play. Right he can go off. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking.
Nice. Okay, so the NBA right now is obviously we knew they came out the bubble. That was very successful.
Okay.
NFL struggled with COVID, and now it's kind of lurking into the NBA. It's a ripple effect, and now, we got Jason Tatum. We got Philly, who just played with like 9 men on the roster. They talking about Dwight Howard running point guard.
Yeah, he wanted to too, man. He wanted to bad. He was
what do y'all think they need to do? I see the G League. They're going to have a bubble.
What do they need to do? They're not going to do anything. Let's do point blank period. I saw a statement saying, yeah, we see those COVID cases. Season's going to keep rolling. Because this is what they told the NBA players. Not one NBA player said that they vouched for a bubble. Not one. And so that means everybody knows the precautions. Everybody knows right now, I hate to say it, but because right now the NBA players have recovered at a higher rate, than the mortality rate has. Tell that to Karl Anthony Towns. It's another story. But, for them and what they're seeing, it's like a 10-day recovery rate. And so you're saying you're rolling 10 days, whether, just being quarantined versus being away from your family for 6 months, 8 months, or being away from your routine for 6 months, 8 months.
If they had the bubble, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if they had the bubble. So none of the NBA players vouch for it. And the NBA is not slowing down games, revenue, all that stuff. This is what they talked about in the beginning of the season. I don't think anything changes.
Keenan, what you think?
So, I agree with that. I feel like if more cases start to happen, and then like you mentioned, Sixers, they had like 8 players active. So, and not a lot of great people. I saw like Paul Reed. I'm like, who is that? Right. Paul Reed's on a two-way contract. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have a lot of players, but if it continues, if cases continue to spike, something's going to have to happen. Now,
well, Keenan, I have this question for you. Because right now nothing's happening. So what star would it have to take for it to happen? You can look over my right shoulder if you need to.
I can't. I was gonna say I can't see who it is, but I assume that it would have to be somebody like LeBron. Now, granted, LeBron ain't gonna be affected. You know what I'm saying? He's a freak of nature. But that's who I was gonna say. But as when Lamar first brought this up, I was gonna suggest that, like, if I were NBA teams, instead of doing like a bubble where they're inviting a whole bunch of people to one state in one area and trying to, I understand that every team is taking protocols, right? But why not go a step further? I don't know if it can happen, but everybody has the funds for it, to where players can't complain if they're housed in their city. And if they do a bubble, so each team makes sure their players come to a designated place and they stay in that place for a certain amount of time. Now, during certain times, like they have extended days off, they can venture out, but they have
that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing right now is the combative, because right now they're staying city to city. You see the constant back-to-backs of like, I'm gonna be in Tampa, I'm gonna go down to Miami, I'm gonna go to Orlando. I agree. Maybe if they did it like more just one facility, like just Miami for Florida, just of course LA for LA, that type of thing. Maybe, but I think unless it's LeBron's getting hung up for a key scheduled seeding game is when NBA would be like, hold up. Until then, you saw James Harden get it. You see Boogie Cousins get it. You see the 76ers depleted after they were the number one seed. Like, I think right now it's just in their favor to keep it going for that money.
Now, so my thought, I think nothing happens now until the playoffs. It's already a shortened season.
Well, the playoffs, they'll stop the playoffs. They'll be like, hold up.
That's what I'm saying. The playoffs, they'll come up with something by the time the playoffs comes, because they already got the break come March. So they got the little break they got going on. I think after that, they're going to go back to the game book. Okay, let's go to the drawing board. We got a few more months until playoffs. Let's come up with something. I like both of you all's thoughts on that. Like, each city, everybody just plays there. But I think, with the shortened season, the revenue, they lost a lot of revenue last year going to the bubble. And
they're talking about adding 2 teams.
Right. They need that money. You know what I mean? So right now, I think they stick with it.
Well, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that, like, certain teams like Miami teams or like all Florida teams play in a certain facility. I'm just saying, as far as when you're not traveling, when you're not playing, why not put the players in a certain area and just, you know what I'm saying,
isolate
that way. And then, all right, so it's time to go. It's time to get on the plane. Boom. You going from your place, the place that we're housing everybody, to the plane, to the game.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Are you talking about playoffs?
You got to worry about
regular season?
Playoffs or regular season?
Like regular season.
Yeah,
but
that's the issue. That's the issue. Because James Harden's saying no now to his team. He's saying, yo, I'll be there when I be there. Right?
I'll be there when.
Yeah, you got players like Harden who, you know, you can't.
Yeah. They didn't have it all season. They had about 60 days. So he's like, yo, I didn't get to make my rounds, bro. I got to go to every club. Like, he's trying to do it, man.
He got Wall there now, and you know they going up. You know they going up now.
That's facts.
Big boy sad, but
that's facts.
So the Lakers and Rockets played tonight. The Lakers demolished the Rockets. It was a little scrappy game, you know, obviously with Boogie. As always, Boogie does that, you know what I mean? Markieff tried to get into a little...
He tried.
He tried to hit him with the... Boogie said...
Boogie just knows I got about 150 pounds on you.
Facts.
Yeah, like...
Nevertheless, it was a blowout, you know. The Lakers...
I'm over everybody keep throwing Cousins out, because I think if he was in that game, he would have made a difference. And I'm tired of people...
You're so high on him, bro.
I am, bro. He's fresh off an injury, a back-to-back injury. He's just trying to get his minutes up, and refs keep teeing him up twice a game, keep throwing him out. You just saw him get another throw out. Like the game.
That's his fault.
That's his fault, his rep's fault. They keep giving his reputation the call. I'm tired of this, this backwards racism on my dude. Stop being racist against my dude. Look, good gosh. I'm just kidding.
Now, I have to agree with Ray, though, because honestly, like, he has a bad rep. You know what I mean?
He got a bad rep. Yeah,
horrible.
So
worse than Draymond Green.
Automatically, exactly. The refs are automatically looking to, he breathed wrong. Tech. He blinked wrong. Tech. He wiped the sweat off his forehead. Tech. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they coming at his neck, but he does with that mentality, with him knowing that, he needs to go about it in a different fashion.
In a different way.
He's gonna have to run a different way, but I mean, that's not the DeMarcus Cousins we love.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know, man. I just feel like he thinks that I feel like he just looks a certain way, because I saw him playing and he was just like, tap, he walk away from Markieff trying to inside it.
He did walk away.
He walked away. You see him in the second tech, he's just like, really? Like, I barely touched LeBron and I went to go see if he's okay. Like, he's doing everything that he just looks like he looks. People just like, oh no, he's a bodybuilder. That dude looked like he go rough you up. He looked like Suge Knight. Like, people afraid of Boogie. And so I just think that's his rep. So I just think that it's a little bit of the rep.
If you go off of the flagrant, off of NBA rules, if you swipe down and you hit the face.
If you go off of acting and flopping, if you review the play, you see what that is, and you don't do it a flagrant 2.
He get an Oscar, yes.
You're going to tell me you're going to review and you're going to still give a flagrant 2? That's wild.
After the review, it shouldn't have been.
Even a second flagrant would have threw him out, but they gave him a flagrant 2 for that? That's wild. That's
But he wasn't a difference maker. We're not going to sit here and act like Boogie was going to be a difference maker.
Okay. We're not going to sit here and act like, what's his name, Horton is ever a difference maker than if Boogie's not.
He balled out tonight.
Okay, if Boogie's not a difference maker, Horton's not.
Horton balled out. Keenan.
Okay, then Boogie's a difference maker. So there we go.
Like I said, did you see Christian Wood? Balled out. Boogie is a thing of the past.
I'm tired of everybody being hype off Christian Wood.
Yeah.
What did he do against AD? Did he lock him up? I thought he circled that on his calendar. Didn't he circle that?
He might have circled it, but
that's what he said. Okay,
it got X through and deflated.
Go ahead, Keenan.
Man, I didn't fully see the game. You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like if anybody's in the game, they can make a difference. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Boogie could have definitely made a difference. The fact that y'all are playing them back to back, both teams are able to make adjustments.
Yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see.
Yeah, we're going to see. Now, you said demolish. Come on, 18 points.
Yeah.
Relax. I mean, we've had teams lose by 50 this season. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't demolished. But, I mean, honestly, I feel like we all expected, like I said before we got on here, I gave y'all, if not both, at least one. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm looking forward to the next game because, like I said, both teams are going to have to make adjustments. Boogie hopefully will be in a better mental space so he can give some of them boys some work. Because, I mean, the Lakers are tough right now, man.
Lakers are tough.
Yeah.
I don't think they're that tough, but that's just
so. Yeah. When we talked last episode, Keenan, Ray thinks the Lakers are fool's gold. He thinks the Lakers are the Clippers with a mask on, which is
I just think who they
blasphemy.
Lost. I think who they lost. Let me just tell you that they lost. Two Hall of Famers. 2 champions in Rondo.
Hey, I listened.
Dwight and JaVale McGee, and you replace them with Marc Gasol, which is a great pickup. But Dennis Schroeder and Harold don't have the mental, bro. They don't have it. You saw Harold in the playoffs. He can't play D. You can just put him on there, back him down. You got him. Schroeder, you haven't seen him do that level in the playoffs. Last year, he was 6th Man of the Year candidate. I think he should have got it. But we saw him in Atlanta ball out in the East and get put out by LeBron every year. So you're just telling me with LeBron, he's now going to have the mental to be that championship makeup that Rondo had to get past every round and to know how to make those adjustments. I just don't see it. So
LeBron makes everybody better, though. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. But that is the case. But like, here's the thing. I think what drugged them to the championship was Dwight being there as a locker room, because he does make $300 million overall career earnings, like the highest, second to LeBron. And so him gifting everybody with Xboxes and always being happy is a plus. And I think Rondo's
booster,
I think Rondo's IQ. I mean, you see the Phillies bench right now with Dwight there. It's like lit. They're all like, yeah, I'm so happy. It's because Dwight's there. Rondo, he has his championship IQ. What?
We're not going to act like because Dwight went to Philly,
he wasn't.
They have become.
No. That's Dwight. I'm saying locker room presence, hype on the bench.
You're saying it's the Dwight effect. That's kind of what you're saying.
Dwight effect. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because Lakers last year had that bench, like that bench mob, and you don't see it there that much.
The Dwight effect.
Yes.
Is that new? Did you just come up with that?
Yeah. Well, listen. You think that he was a locker room cancer. But I mean, after being passed around the last couple of years, winning a championship, that humbled you. You got to give that to bro. You can't just keep him with the same rep that you give him. So I think to just finish, I just think that they were big pieces added, and we got to see what these young boys do in the playoffs. And I think Marc Gasol ain't gonna be enough to carry you. You saw what he did opening the season. He was like 5'3", 6. Like that dude was nothing.
Currently, the Lakers are the best right now. Defensively, they are phenomenal right now, and they don't lose 2 games in a row.
I think Warriors can beat the.
Y'all are tied.
You a troll.
Y'all are tied with the Suns right now. Y'all are tied with the Suns right now, Lamar.
Thank you.
You and the Suns are tied 7-3.
We're 8-3.
Hold on, and let me just state.
Right
now. Okay, right before this. I
thought the Suns lost last night.
7-3. Y'all were tied. It was 7-3. I don't know who they lost to other than y'all.
Yeah, but they were
twice.
Yeah, they were 7-2.
Because they played Detroit, and I thought Detroit beat them.
No, okay, so which made it 7-3 because they lost twice, and they only lost twice to y'all.
Yeah.
So they right there. Now, granted, they're not seeing y'all. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't think so.
I mean, but I mean, y'all are up there now. With what Ray was saying, I thought he was going something different with the Dwight as far as him making the difference. Because I do think that he definitely made a difference with like,
of course, defensive player of the year, defensive end, all that stuff. Like,
just mind you, hold on. Let me cut Keenan off real quick. Keenan is high on Philly. Okay, I'm not as high, but he had high.
I'm high on Philly too.
Oh
no, he had high expectations. He said they were going to ball out, so he did say this.
Yeah, but I think that the Lakers win the West. Bar anything from Golden State, like a Western Conference run, and then I think that the East. I don't think they win the championship, though, because I think if KD comes out the East or even a mentally stronger Philly team, I think that they can take the Lakers. So,
Keenan, what do you think?
I'm always going against the Lakers. Like, in my head,
I live in LA. I can't even do that.
I want to always go against the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? I always want to go against the Lakers. As of right now, I don't know if I'm really seeing too much from anybody else that gives me
East and West, like KD.
The urge, yeah. Because I mean, I like the Nets. I like how they play, but I would like to see more consistency. But I mean, like I said, it's early. It's early, so we don't know how things will shape out. But I feel like as of right now, I don't necessarily see anybody in the East giving the Lakers a big run for their money right now.
Because when I think playoffs, I think dogs, and I think who's going to carry you in the game. So I don't think like LeBron can do it. I don't think AD got that dog in him game to game. Lamar thinks he does. I just don't think he does. I think LeBron's getting older, so with that factor of not having people carrying you for their rep, for their sake, I think Schroeder can go. I think Harrell can go mentally, and I think they can be overtaken. I think it will be the finals. Because I don't see the Clippers doing it. I don't see, Warriors doing it unless Steph and them make a big pickup or something.
The Warriors not doing it.
Yeah, I think Steph might be getting MVP, but we'll talk about that later. But that's I just don't think. I think in the East, though, I think out of the East championship, I think KD, Kyrie Irving, I don't know. I think that's tough.
I mean, neither one of us can disagree. If you have a healthy Kevin Durant and a healthy Kyrie, the sky is the limit. You know what I mean? And the way Milwaukee's looking right now, they look a little shook up. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, go to the Raptors. Go to your Raptors take.
So the Raptors look just horrible. They look like hot garbage. I don't know what happened. It's crazy how this works. Even like in the NFL, when you give somebody like max money, for some odd reason, your team deflates. You know what I mean? I don't know
who got the max money. You talking about Siakam?
No, Fred.
Oh.
Fred got paid, and for some odd reason now he looked like he in the G League.
And what did he say? He said, I don't understand this. I've never been through this my whole career. We like, you the problem.
Now, let's not act like Fred VanVleet was the answer to all prayers.
They did act like that, though.
They did, though. They paid him like it.
No, I'm saying let's like us not act like
okay.
I'm not shocked at all that that Toronto is third from the bottom in the East. I'm not shocked at all.
Shocked.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I look at their squad and I'm not impressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly felt like them losing Ibaka was the final.
Oh, yes. That was a big blow. What I'm saying? He's so valuable.
A lot of people don't feel like that, though. A lot of people are looking at Ibaka like, oh, he's the dog that he is, but he really is. He can be a difference maker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, I'm with you. And let's not act like the East can get stronger. You get Westbrook. You get Drew Holiday up in Milwaukee. You're beefing people up. You get Doc Rivers. You're beefing the teams up. And then what has the Raptors done by let Kawhi go? Which Kawhi probably should have stayed, but that's just buyer's remorse. And then let, Ibaka go with Kawhi, and then let Marc Gasol go too. He was going to go to Spain if he wasn't going to go to the Lakers. So he was gone. So yeah, I think the Raptors should just go for the lottery and just pray they get somebody.
I mean, that ain't a bad move because right now they're probably staying the bottom for the rest of the year. Truthfully,
and nobody's signing to Toronto unless that.
No. Shit, I might come out of retirement and go there.
Yeah, unless that bag is nice.
If I can sneak through customs, you know what I'm saying? All right. So we got a new segment. We called a prediction segment.
All right.
So originally we were going to talk the Lakers game, but I got a really good one. I'm going to switch it up for neither one of y'all know.
Okay.
We're going to go the Phoenix Suns and the Wizards. They play tomorrow.
All right.
Now, personally, I have the Suns winning by about 4 points. I actually think it'll be a closer game now. We don't ever know if Russ is going to play or not. Because
he's suiting up for that one. I'll tell you the ones he'll mark. He marks the ones that I would mark, and he's suiting up for CP3.
He marks the big games, yes.
Yeah, if it's backcourt against backcourt, he's playing that one.
He's been a little iffy. So that's my prediction. I got the Suns winning. Keenan, what's your prediction?
So first of all, I don't know if you the jersey I got on right now, real deal, Bradleyville, keep it trill.
Real deal, Bradleyville, keep it trill.
Listen. I absolutely got the Suns winning. I'm defeated at this point, man. Like, I think we just need a new coach. We need a new coach. Scott Brooks is not it. All right. But yeah, definitely. Right now we got Thomas Bryant, who just had an ACL injury. My boy. So we aren't doing anything. Such a bad blow. Russ is definitely suiting up. I agree. He marks the big games. He'll definitely be suiting up. But my thing is, we see that the triple doubles ain't getting us a victory.
They never do.
We see that 60 points ain't getting us a victory. We see the next game where you drop. Like, come on, bro. Like we're not making it happen. I feel like we have great pieces, bro, and I just don't understand why it's not meshing. So, and I never like to blame the coach. Like, you remember we talked about it, and we were talking about Doc. I never blame the coach. But at this point, I feel like I don't know where else to point, right? So we got it got to be Scott.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely got the Suns. I like the way they playing, and they 7-3. So
man, here's my prediction, man. I got the Wiz. And here's my thinking too, man. I think Russ is going to ball out. I think Russ, CP, I think Brad Beal, D-Book. I just got that backcourt, man. And I'm prayers up to Thomas Bryant. Like, that was a big loss. But we saw the Capella effect in Houston, and that opens the floor up. And that's telling me that Russ is going to be getting to the basket now, a little bit like he was the second half of the season. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Russ to be actually getting triple doubles and not stat padding. And I'm looking for Beal to remain that 40 points, but we actually get a W. And so that's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for the tide to turn too, because I still have the Wizards as like a 5th or 6th seed and not playing for a play-in. And I'm still riding with that.
I got them 6th seed as well, like we said, and for some odd reason, like Keenan said, but these triple doubles.
Yeah, they're bottom right now.
They're at the bottom.
Yeah.
These trip dubs don't translate to W's. You know what I mean?
They don't. They're faulty right now, but they'll be real in a minute. Faulty.
He's gonna have to find a new way. And I thought, you know what I mean? I think I was like maybe on the phone with Keenan when that trade went through or something like that. And he's got to find a way to play a different style of basketball, because Bradley Beal is, they either got to get his ass out of there, because he is wasting all of his great talent as a bona fide scorer. You know what I mean? And Russ ain't helping him. You know what I mean? Like, Russ taking the rebounds, the same stuff he did in OKC.
This is his whole career, though. His whole career is people like you, first half of the season giving him crap, and then second half of the season, man, Russ is like an MVP candidate. You know what I mean? Like you need to relax, bro. Like,
you gotta make jump shots, though.
He gonna figure it out. This is his first new franchise. This is the beginning of the season. This is Wizards. He's wearing number 4. There's a lot of things to get used to, bro. Like, give him at least 25 games. This ain't even.
When you've been in the league for 10 years, I can't give you the benefit of the doubt.
New franchise, 2-time MVP, and this isn't your franchise, and you have a franchise player next to you. I can give you some bail.
Yeah, like I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Like, Ray's on to something with this, because at the end of the season, what's gonna happen is we're gonna look back at this and we're gonna be like, dang, he still did average damn near a triple double. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's still gonna have his numbers. Now, you talking about Bradley Beal wasting his talent, but he's gonna be a scorer wherever he goes. So are we talking about, because everybody's not gonna win the championship? You see what I'm saying? So, like, we know there's great, like we looked at Giannis. Like, he ain't won nothing yet, but he's a great scorer. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bradley Beal's great, so he's going to be great wherever he goes. Like, I don't know if – I think that part of him wants to leave. Like, once Wall left, I feel like that kind of opens up the possibility and the thoughts in his head. Like, all right, well, shit, I can leave too. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, I definitely don't want Beal to leave.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, but I don't know. I don't really know. Like, it's still early. I don't give us 5th or 6th seed at this point. I still think that we could possibly make playoffs. I guess maybe like 8, 7.
Yeah.
So you got him as a play-in, come to play-in for the tournament.
And that's just because of what we're playing. Yeah, man, we got great players. Like, honestly, the other day I was thinking, let me explain real quick. I compared us to the Nets, and only because we got 2 great, as y'all say, superstars, the 2 great stars, and then we have Joe Harris. We got a fucking knockdown shooter in Davis, and then. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got Jordan, I feel like Jordan and Bryant is very compatible. Bryant's coming up before the ACL. We had a lot of good players. They had with Advia Denny, who we drafted. He's been looking very well. And I feel like him and Troy kind of look similar to LeVert. So I don't know. I compared them to them, and I'm like, what is it that we missing? A lot, clearly, but
I think what you're missing. I
don't like to talk about the Wizards right now. Not right now.
A lot, clearly.
I think what you're missing is KD. That's what I think.
That's kind of
I think he's just the factor. I mean, I think that's really what it is. I don't even think it's anything else, because Russ and him, I mean, accolades. Bill, great superstar. KD's he's hungry right now, and I think he's just a different beast. And Nash don't coach, so we ain't saying that Scott Brooks is better. So that's the thing.
Yeah, Nash the mask works great for him, because he ain't got to say much, because he wouldn't be saying nothing.
Exactly,
nothing.
Good job. Run.
Yeah,
score.
Yeah, but I think what off of what you were saying, I think Bill though is looking at like Dame Dollar, and he's looking at not only what the Supermax is if you stay, but also like he has Arenas that was there. You have Jordan that was there. You have a little bit of like, hey man, I can go down as the greatest Wizard of all time. Kind of rep. And I think that is the tug that he has, like not only like just going to a contender and becoming a Paul George, but like he wants to also be a franchise guy, like a little bit more important to the city and everything like that. And I think that's, cool.
So we got these knee-jerk responses. I'm going to hit both of y'all with a couple questions. I just need the first response, the first thought that pop into your head. Knee-jerk. Here we go. I'm going to say it. If Curry gets one more ring, can he go down as the greatest shooter and greatest point guard over Magic Johnson when his career is over?
No.
Okay.
1 is 4. Like you have to have 5. You said the greatest. You have to actually have 6 because he's not going to get the MVPs. And then also, greatest shooter's not good enough. I know he changed the game, all that stuff, but he just needs more. I think he's going to need 5 definitely to even be in the conversation. 4 is not good enough, not for the Hall of Famers.
Keenan?
I'm a little indifferent only because the game is always changing. I don't like, all right, so let me ask both of y'all real quick. Do you think the game was harder back then or easier back then? Like when Magic played?
For what?
For what? Yeah.
What do you mean for what? Just for like points? In general. Like no. Just the level of the game. Like the flow of the game. Like, like none of us are stars, but when we play a game, like let's say you're playing against 5th graders, you still gonna want to win, but you ain't gonna go full body hard. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a level of effort that you have to put into insert. So like now, like you see, like everything's coming to place. You see how the fouls are called now, and then how the fouls are called back then. Like, do y'all think that the level of play was harder or?
Let me answer that.
Go, Lamar.
I definitely think the level of play was harder. Foul calling to the amount of free throws. And then if you transition to the 2000s, it was hard to score because defense was prominent. Every team played defense. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to throw out Kobe. You know what I mean? He did make it look easy, but he still was, they were like double team, triple team, T-Mac, double team, triple team. You know what I mean? Like
low scoring games.
Low scoring. Like nobody was dropping 130 points every single night. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
At all.
And
I think though, like here's to like combat it. I think you do look at it, and I would give athletes bail in this, that they have revolutionized the game and taken it to another level where the average Bradley Beal, who's a star on the Wizards, or even like De'Aaron Fox is better than I would say the average person that would be facing Gary Payton in the 90s or something like that. And then I look at the level of the injuries. I see a lot more frequent injuries than I did in the 90s. I mean, I saw Jordan out with the foot. I saw that, but I see, dudes breaking ACLs and MCLs all the second, and we just counting down like a year and a half, then they're back, then they're tearing something else. So I think because of the hyper speed of the game and taking out the making the fouls softer and making the game flow faster makes the athlete's bones and all that stuff,
And extra weights too.
Yeah.
Straining. Like all that straining ain't always good.
Yes, I think that's different. That's different from the sense of like we get to the finals, you see bodies dropping, which you like usually saw, but like Kyrie and Kevin Love and all these people just gone. You just like snap. What is, what I mean? It gets crazy.
So the reason why I asked that is because I definitely feel like the game was harder back then, which was so I was going to say that Magic's 5 rings are very essential, very important.
So. Yeah.
Now Steph has 3. Now, technically, people have Oscar Robertson higher than Steph. Oscar Robertson has 1. He's won 1 with the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, he has like 26,000 something points total. Steph has like 16,000. Magic ended with 17,000 something. Steph is in his 10th year.
Yeah,
Oscar Robertson played 14 years. Magic Johnson played like 13 or something like that. Steph still has more years. Like he's about to pass Magic. I don't think he necessarily needs another ring to solidify himself as the greatest point guard and greatest shooter. Now, so I think that he definitely will get there. Not right now, but I think.
Keenan, do you think without that ring, because I think he would need 4. Well, I think he would need 5 to be like, okay, he's the greatest. It's cemented. I think he needs 4 for Hall of Famers to argue it. But if you think as put right now with just more points and more 3 points ending in number 1, whatever, you think Hall of Famers would say, oh, yeah, he's better than Magic?
Well, he's going to, because I agree with you, he's going to get MVP this year.
I think so, yeah.
Correct. Lamar, he's going to get MVP this year. Now, I don't think with Hall of Famers, I don't think they will, just because Magic is somebody. Well, I was going to say Magic is somebody that has really changed the face of the game. But then you look at Steph, who absolutely changed the face of the game as well. So it's like,
so without 5 rings, though, you only have 3, and Magic changed it with 5. I just think that the table he sits at will be the Jordan table and all that stuff, and they're going to look at him like, get away from my table. And I think that is what he's looking for, that validation, and that's 5 to me. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me jump in there. So, I think if he got one more ring, you could argue that he would be the greatest point guard. Because in order to take over the greatest, you got to transcend the game. Nobody's transcended the game since Jordan. You know, LeBron kind of transcended, but it was kind of different style of play. But Steph made these dudes shoot from half court. You know what I mean? Nobody was doing that. I mean, Gilbert was doing it a little bit, but nobody was really doing it on a regular basis. You know what I mean? And Steph is a bona fide winner. You know what I mean? And he's the greatest shooter of all time, and he ain't even finished playing. And if he got one more ring, it would mean that the Warriors somehow bounce back from abysmal era that they're in right now. You know what I mean? And when the Wizards are hot, they scorching. You know what I mean? So I think he could.
Warriors. You talking about the Warriors?
Yeah.
The Warriors.
I haven't seen the Wizards scorch in a while.
I said the Warriors.
Yeah, like if you want to give us that credit.
But he can get there. You know, I think he would be right here. You know what I mean? If he got 5, I think it wouldn't even be a debate. You wouldn't need
5. He's the greatest, I think. Like 5, you're the greatest because you got, you know, you're shooting better. You're leading a team. You're revolutionizing the game in the modern era. Like it's different when it's harder because Jordan and Magic already did it. So what more can you do? 3-pointers? What? Like that was crazy.
And lastly, Magic played with another, arguably the greatest player in some people's minds.
Yeah.
Steph, he played with, you know, I'm not knocking Clay. Clay is probably the second greatest shooter, but he's no Kareem. You know, he's no James Worthy. You know what I mean? So I think he could get there.
But I think he needed this stretch that he's having because we were asking, gosh, is it more 60-40? Like Clay more than Steph? Because Steph was just like being too much of a facilitator. And so when he dropped 62, everybody's like, oh, and they saw Dame just be like, hey, good job, buddy. They were like, oh, okay, no, he's for real.
He still got it. He's averaging, 38 points right now?
We got to see if he built for that, though, because that's a different type of balling. You know what I mean?
I think he's built for it, and he's tired of you guys asking if he's built for it.
I think he is built for it. I think he is built for it.
I got to see it,
He don't have to run all the way up and down the court. Like you see where he can pull up from. Like he does not have to.
And I thought about it. I was like, man, these guys, these NBA players are saying he's the greatest shooter I've ever seen in my life. He's the greatest shooter ever in the NBA. And like, it's not just like, so we're seeing him, we're like, oh, he has an off game, He's like, nah, man, I can shoot over all these dudes. I was just being nice. And so I think like he's tired of that. Like he's tired of that talk from you. Always like, we got to see if he got that Harden in him. Like, if you don't get out of here, like, yes, everybody got Harden in him when you jack up 35 shots, when you got 25 shots to take.
And he's efficient, too. I ain't even going to act like he's not efficient. He's efficient.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I was going to say, even on his off nights, he's still knocking down.
He's still shooting 40%. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah, Steph.
Next knee jerk, most improved is Jeremy Grant for the Detroit Pistons going to get most improved if he keeps up his 24-6?
He should. somebody that I had in runnings just amongst myself was Markel, and you see where he at.
Oh, I know. He definitely could have been up there for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at Grant's numbers, I would say, yeah, like what he had, like he was averaging like 9 last year.
Yeah, I think it might have been 12. You know what I mean? But right around there. You know what I mean? And he won't get no PT. You know what I mean? In Denver because they had too many wings.
I don't think
he's the best player.
But like you guys said, he should. He won't. It's the fact, like, and I know he's.
Is it a market?
Yes, the market. I know he's a little bit of an NBA legacy. I think what is it, Horace Grant's nephew? I think if you look that up. But yeah, so it's like he's a part of the Grant family. But yeah, I don't think he has that much of that. That it's the market, and just people aren't following him like that. People aren't following this narrative. It would be like a Jaylen Brown or somebody random like that. It would be somebody in a bigger market putting up equivalent numbers. I'm not saying he's not deserving. I'm just saying.
So you're saying if somebody that was in a bigger market had the same turnaround, kind of like Graham in Charlotte last year, because Keenan and I were
Jeremy Grant. No, more like Jason Tatum. Like Jeremy Grant would be Jason Tatum because you're big on Jason Tatum.
I am big on Jason Tatum.
If he was in Boston, no, I'm just kidding.
No, but I'm gonna make this comparison.
He'll have a big market, big shine on him. Go ahead.
Last year, Keenan and I talked about. I thought Graham should have won most improved.
Yes, he should.
He was high on Brandon Ingram, so maybe that's kind of what you're kind of saying. If somebody with a higher ceiling or on a bigger market does the same thing.
That we wanted to take this leap and he takes kind of the leap. We're like, Brandon Ingram, I think should have been like, what was he last year, Keenan? 24 or something? 24 points a game, maybe?
He was right around there.
I can look that up.
I want to hopefully say he was at 26.
I don't think he was at 26.
Yeah, no. I remember at one point when we were talking, he was at 18.
I think it might have been around 23.
I think so. That's the thing. I think we were looking for him to make that leap, but I think if he was at 27, it would have been like, yeah, he most improved. But he was at like 21, 23. And so it's just like, oh yeah, he got it. And it's just kind of like, okay, well, Graham had a crazy year. He had a crazy year. Yeah. Like the leap was ridiculous. You can't speak of a most improved player.
Yeah, going from like 7 points to like 22.
That's ridiculous. Forcing yourself into the starting lineup, like that's crazy. But yeah,
he ain't showing that this year. He ain't showing that this year.
I know.
He needs to have that dog in him again. He needs to be sixth man. He wants that.
Yeah.
But they don't got a coach.
That's what he needs.
Who's their coach? I don't know who their coach is.
I actually don't know.
Hornets?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody.
We're gonna just go with Tom. All right. So the last knee-jerk response. We already talked Raptors, so I'm gonna probably switch this up for both of you all.
All right.
The East is kind of wide open right now, so I'm gonna ask both of you all, outside of the Sixers, who will take the number 2 seed?
Brooklyn.
Even with their injury protocol.
Yeah, once
outside of who?
Outside of the Sixers. I think the Sixers might take the number 1 spot.
Because I was going to say, I had the Sixers high up, but I don't necessarily at this point.
No, I don't think they got the number 1.
They'll get number 1.
Okay.
So I would put Brooklyn first before them.
I'll put Brooklyn 2. I think I would land on like Boston 1. Squeezing it out. I would put I think Boston 1. I think I would go Philly 2, and I think I would go Brooklyn 3. And I think that's because KD, once he comes back, Kyrie, you will be able to find him.
We can't find him right now.
No, you will be.
It's like trying to find Wall.
Well, I know KD might be playing tonight, but like you'll see Kyrie in a few. You'll see him in a few. We just got to hear the story because I don't want to talk about that if I don't know the information. You know what I mean?
Oh, with him sitting out and stuff like that?
Yeah, I don't want to be like, yo, this and somebody passed away in his family or something, right. God forbid. So it's just like, nah, I want to stay away from that.
He was lighting sage. That's all.
he needed a couple of days fasting, beginning of the year,
Fasting.
So many players are sitting out, man. So many players. I understand
it's bothering me.
Back to backs, but it's just like
Kawhi's not though.
Kawhi is not.
Other than the whole elbow.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. The mask is crazy more than the elbow.
Yeah.
That mask is ridiculous.
Hard to look at. Fire whoever.
Fire whoever made that damn mask.
Hard to look at. Fire whoever.
The Hannibal Lecter mask.
Good gosh. So So I think I think Brooklyn because I think they'll finish 3, but I don't have Philly that high. I don't.
Boom. So we back at it. We got our final take. This has been an amazing episode. So the final take, we're going to ask for something that's going to happen in the future. So this question is going to be, who's going to be coach of the year?
Man, Keenan, you go first, man.
I think the coach of the year is going to go to whoever wins the finals.
Before the final? I mean, it's not going to come out before the finals, so.
Well, I mean, whoever ends first in the conference. So
you're saying
I think
Vogel.
The West, I feel like, is naturally going to have a better record. Whoever is first in the West is naturally going to have a better record than the East. So
they should.
I think they will, though, personally. But just opinion. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't want to say who I think it is. I say whoever will be number 1 in the East. Okay, as of right now, I mean.
Yeah, what's Frank Ocean's first name? Frank. All right. I would go with Doc Rivers. I think he's rebuilding his reputation this year. I think they're going to end up with the number 1 seed. I think the Lakers are going to hit a bit of a bump, and you're going to see a Schroeder and Harold slump and a Marc Gasol slump all at the same time. And you're going to be like, man, they need more help. And then they're going to come alive for the playoffs. So I think Doc is going to end up with the best, near the best record. I'm probably tying with somebody else, probably them only winning by 1 game, and he's going to do it to repair his record from his reputation from Paul George slander.
Okay. I mean, the Doc Rivers isn't a bad one. You know, I'm not going to act like that.
Oh, really? You feel like that?
No, you know, if they got the number 1 seed in the East, I think that would be kind of like an earthquake. That would shock me, and I think it would shock the whole East and the NBA. Okay, Doc was able to get Embiid to tighten up and get Ben Simmons to shoot the ball. But if we're going to,
would that make you a believer? Would that make
it would make me a believer? Yes, because low key, I hate on Doc. Nothing else. I'm a hater on Doc. You know what I mean? But it's going to go to Frank Vogel. We're going to get the number 1 seed. We're going to probably win the championship again. And he should have got it last year, but we ain't going to go there. But this year, for the future, my vote is for Frank Vogel.
Who got it last year?
Not Budenholzer. I think it was it Budenholzer?
If it wasn't Vogel.
I think it was Mike. I think it was the Bucks.
Let me look it up. Coach of the year.
I think it was him. I think it was the Bucks. Because what was the Bucks' record last year?
They had the best record overall. They had the best record overall.
Yeah.
So that was episode 2.
No, 2020 was Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse, Toronto. Yes, because I remember they held it up. Now I'm thinking of Kyle Lowry and stuff like that. They were so hyped for him. Fool's gold. And now look at him at the bottom of the East.
For the following year? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll go to Frank Dan for the following year. That's the case.
Yeah, they might gift that. Yeah, Doc gonna have the ball out.
Anything. No, bro.
No.
That's crazy.
No. Mm-mm.
But no, I want to shout out my guest, Keenan. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been amazing. This is great. The camaraderie was on point. Great
follow Keenan.
Keenan, what's your IG?
Below. Go ahead. Tell him your IG.
IG is Keenan_NoKale. But the O in my name is 0.
And I'm in the mood of like 2021, giving people their flowers when they're here. And Keenan has to be one of the most comedic features, like comedic people alive.
I wouldn't agree.
As well as well-faceted and all singing anything that you can possibly think of. This dude's a beast.
Very diverse.
And I futuristically would love to see him in anything acting, from movies, anything. Hilarious. So yeah, give people their flowers while they're here, man.
Think about everybody we chill with in high school. Like, everybody has something going for them right now. You know what I'm saying? So I do like that aspect of it. So I do appreciate you giving me my flowers. Y'all deserve y'all as well. What a wonderful podcast. I know y'all gonna continue to do great things. I appreciate y'all having me on here today.
No doubt. Big dog talk.
Yeah. Last thing you need to see though before deal.
What you call him? What you call him? Bad Man Bill? What you call him?
Real deal. Bradley Bill, keep it true. Right? So you already know the Yeah, my boy. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, my dog. All right.